Let's review this game.
White opening with the queen's pawn control.
Okay, so
Knight f3
knight
develops the
f3.
knight toward the center and protects the d4 pawn.
Now, let me turn off the speaker. So knight f6, bishop f4. We're still turning the game into render system. And bishop f5. We develop the e3 pawn, e6 pawn, c3. Yeah. I think knight c4 is also something we can consider. The reason is we can attack the queen side, and also we can divide the bishop out. I mean c4, c3. I think either move is okay. c5, black start to attack our center. Bishop b5, knight c6, knight e5. That's a really good move, and we are attacking the knight. Queen b6. I think that's the only move. Black can defend the queen, defend the knight. Queen a4, rook to c8, and we develop another knight. So the position is quite balanced. And let's see, a6. We move bishop back to d3. So I think, or at least the engine thinks we can exchange the pieces. So we can save one move, and also we will have a very strong knight at e5 that no other piece can kick it off. And then we can castle. I don't think black want to take the pawn because knight c6 and queen a6. We can attack the rook and also take the c6 pawn. So yeah, exchanging the bishop with the knight is also something we consider. We can have a very strong knight at the e5. c4, knight back to e5. This is a good move. Bishop e3. So the position is quite balanced, and we have very good control of the center. This is good. h4, start to attack black king side. Knight h5. Knight g5. This is good. Attack h7. Exchange, taking over the pawn. That's another awesome move. And we open up this h file. g6. That's a mistake because the dark square become open or weak. So let's see how we can utilize this dark square. So knight g5 is something we can do, because after sacrificing the rook, we can play knight f6 and queen h7. It seems black doesn't have a good choice to defend this, like f6, take that, and we can play bishop g5. We can win material, right? We pin the knight, we can win material. We move knight to g4, that's good move. Oh, knight h6, that's a mistake. We should still take the pawn. And if black doesn't take the pawn, for example, let's say a random move like b5, we can then bishop to g7, g5, preparing f7. If rook is 7, knight 6. If queen to c7, we can potentially open up the center, or queen e2, knight h6, take the knight, for example, king h8. I have a feeling that we want to kick the knight away, right? Knight h6 and g4. Now the knight can take this pawn. Can we long castle and then double the rooks? Even this looks good. What about f7? If rook takes knight h7, if king takes, we can take the knight and queen h7. King goes to ea, check again, rook f8, rook f7, knight f6, go to here and queen g8. We can basically win the game. Yeah, so knight g4, and we can take the pawn. So the thing we didn't take the problem with not taking the pawn is after the check, the black king side is closed. So the black king becomes safe again. Okay, we want to g4 open up. It's really hard to open it again because knight f4. Our knight will be stuck at h6. But can we just take the knight? And also hg6. If queen g7, and we can play long castle. If rook c7, for example, and we can. Oh, rook c7 is a mistake. Our bishop is so strong. Knight e7, bishop e5. And black pieces are really stuck. And rook h1. We can plan in g6, for example, b6, b4, or g4. If you take, knight takes, and then knight f5. If you don't take, for example, if you taking my pawn and I can take it back, rook ba is not impossible because our bishop is so strong. And rook c da, let's say. Take. Or maybe rook g1 and g6. We can find a way to open up the h file. Now in this case, we can sacrifice the rook with the knight and open the g file. E file. Take. Queen e5. Ooh, we have we can win material. Did we find that? No, that's unfortunate. We didn't find that. So this should be something we definitely can find that out. It's unfortunate that we missed this one. Queen g2. Now black pieces become active again. Queen h2. Oh, what about queen d2? I think we will lose this game. And what about rook d5 and take the pawn? Or queen e3. Yeah, so queen h2 is castling is better. Otherwise queen d2, the d file is open. We should make the king safe. And now opponent take the pawn. Now black is better. Check the king. Why do we move the queen to h2? We want to do something at this h file, but maybe queen knight f7, but we didn't see at all the upcoming move from black. So queen to h2, the queen moves to a very bad position. I think we should move the rook to f1 at least. And we are losing. It ended up as a draw. Why this is draw? I don't understand. Why? Because black checked us back and forth. So for example, I don't understand. King to g2, and I think it's not hard for black to defend the h file, like knight h5. And I think black will have super big problem, and also queen can take the knight. Knight g3. If you move king here, knight g3, then take the rook. and the white black is way better. I don't understand its draw. So I think we did good until knight h6. Yeah, we should definitely take the pawn, and I don't see, to be honest. Maybe we want to move the knight and keep pushing the g pawn, but it turned out to be failed because the knight can take our bishop, so we can win the pawn, right? Knight g5, bishop g4 can win pieces. It's straightforward. And that's it.